welcome back. My name is Erin.
My name is Emma.
And today we are going to be talking about electricity.
Woo!
We're going to be talking about lightning too. So, what I have up here is called a Van de Graaff generator. And what this does is it actually generates static electricity. Now I'm going to show it to you first, and then we're going to talk about it, because I like showing first because it looks a lot cooler. So, what I have here is a grounding rod, and then I'm just going to be turning this on.
But before we turn it on, we're going to turn off the TV.
Oh, I wanted to show what happens when it does that. Oh, okay. We're going to turn off the TV so we don't break them. I don't think work would like that very much. So, what I have here is a grounding rod. I also like to call it Thors Hammer because I like Thor. He's a pretty awesome guy. So, what's going to happen is I'm going to bring this metal ball closer to that metal ball, and we're going to see if anything happens. Ready? Let's do this. Nice. So, was everyone able to see that? Can anybody tell me what it looked like?
It looked like lightning.
Thanks, Emma. It did look like lightning because something really cool. So, lightning is actually a really big version of static electricity. So, for the Van de Graaff, what happens is on the inside of this box, there's a small piece of carpet. If you guys want to do this with me, totally fine because it's really fun. So there's a small piece of carpet, and then on the inside of this clear tube, there's a giant rubber band. There's nothing special about this rubber band except for it is super, super large. And what happens when I turn it on, a motor starts that just starts rotating the rubber band. It just starts going, but what happens is it's actually rubbing against the small piece of carpet, which is creating friction. And what happens is electrons, they're everywhere, they're floating around, they're doing their thing. They actually start to get agitated, and they actually start to get a charge. So then what happens is they want to go to the nearest metal thing, which is actually this giant ball. Now there's nothing special about this giant ball, and if Emma wants to, she can actually lift it off and show you that there's literally nothing special about this metal ball. It's completely empty on the inside. It's just a giant metal ball. And so what happens is the electrons start to collect on the metal ball. But electrons are kind of weird in the fact that they don't want to be next to each other. They want to be as far away from each other as possible. And so then what happens is when I bring my grounding rod, which has a metal ball on top, when I bring this closer, the electrons will actually jump from one metal ball to the other, and this is actually called a discharge. And that discharge is actually where you get to see the lightning. So just like in a storm cloud, what happens is the clouds create all of this pressure, which is pushing all of the electrons closer together. And again, they don't want to be next to each other. They're super loners. So what happens, all these electrons are getting pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed. And they actually start to rub up against each other, creating friction. And then again, they want to get away from each other as quickly as possible. And the closest thing in a storm cloud is the ground. So then the electrons discharge, which is a huge lightning bolt, and it's basically static electricity, but it's giant and it looks cool. So, we talked about static electricity, we talked about discharge, we talked about electrons. I told you how this works. Do you guys want to see some cool fun stuff? So we're going to be doing some cool fun stuff. So what I have up here is my lovely, lovely, lovely person, Emma, and she is actually going to be standing up on this giant blue block. And this blue block is going to act as a grounder so Emma does not get shocked. It's not painful, but it's not fun. So we use the blue block as a safety measure so that way we can do fun stuff without getting hurt. So what Emma's going to do is she's actually going to touch the ball. And what we're going to see is we're going to see if I can get her hair to stand up. Are you ready for this? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Do you have any cell phones on you?
Nope.
Do you have any electronic watches on you?
Nope.
Because, fun fact, if you have a cell phone on you, or a Fitbit, or an Apple Watch, or anything like that, it might explode. Because electrons overpower it. Safety first, kids. So, ready?
Yes.
So,
Ready.
I'm gonna turn it on. Did you get shocked?
No, I didn't.
No. You might be able to hear it a little bit, but you can hear a little bit of electric charge.
Feel it all over my body.
Okay, so go ahead and shake your hair. Oh, your hair is starting to stand up a little bit. Oh, it's looking pretty cool. Do you feel funny?
I do. I feel very staticky.
Very staticky?
Very staticky. My arm hair is kind of standing up.
Nice. So, what's really cool is what's happening is all the electrons are actually traveling through Emma's body and they're trying to get away from each other. And the easiest way for them to do that is actually to travel through her hair. So you can see a little bit that her hair is lifting up a little bit. And what happens is the electrons are actually collecting on her hair and actually causing it to float up just a little bit because her hair is light enough that it will actually work. So go ahead and take your hand off, put it behind your back, and if you notice, her hair is actually still standing up. So what do you think would happen if she steps off the grounding blue block? What do you think will happen?
I hope my hair goes back to normal.
What? It looks beautiful. You look like, you kind of look like a younger version of Albert Einstein.
Great. He's smart.
He's smart. So go ahead and take a step down and let's see what happens. Ooh. If you noticed, her hair flattened just a little bit. Wait. No, touch this.
Oh God, I felt that.
So, that is how electrons work with hair. Now, do you want to see some more cool stuff? Yes. So what I'm going to do, well actually what I'm going to have Emma do, is right down here, what I have are these metal pie tins. There's nothing special about them. They're just pie tins. And if you notice, one of them actually has a hole in it, because I can't tell you yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the metal pie tins on top of the Van de Graaff, so it kind of looks like a giant head in a tiny hat. But what I want you to do is I'm going to give about 10 seconds. I want you guys to try and think, what do you think will happen if I turn it on? Do you think the pie tins are going to explode? Because we are doing safety here, so like explosions are totally fine here. Do you think they're gonna fly away? Do you think nothing's gonna happen? Because that's an option too. So think about it. We're gonna give you 10 seconds. Try and make an educated guess as to what you think will happen. Okay, that's 10 seconds. So, are we ready? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's see what happens. So, question. Did you guess right? Or did it do something completely different? Because do you remember when Emma was touching the Van de Graaff and her hair floated up? The electrons, they don't like to be next to each other, so they want to get away from each other as quickly as possible. Because these metal tins are made of metal, they're super light. So they're actually light enough that the electrons can float them up. But eventually electrons will actually lose their charge. So then it just causes the pie tins to float back down to Earth, because here on Earth we have a thing called gravity. It keeps you down. And it just happens. She got that. So now, do you want to see something else really, really cool? So for this one, I'm actually going to have Emma do a magic trick. So what she's going to do is she's just going to grab a handful of these really fun, colorful packing peanuts. There's really nothing special about them. They're just colorful because I wanted colorful ones and they're pretty. So what Emma's going to do is she's going to, again, stand up on our little grounding blue block to keep, safety first. She's going to touch the Van de Graaff generator, and all I'm going to do is turn it on, and then after a couple seconds, she's just going to open her hand. And we're going to see what happens. Something will happen, nothing will happen, explosion in her hand, who knows? We'll find out. Let's do this. Ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Feel static. Let's see what happens.
Whoa! Nice. Okay, go ahead and take your hand off. Awesome. So what happened?
They flew away.
They flew away. Do you have superpowers?
I do, actually. I have superpowers. That was the secret. Okay, you got me. I don't.
So, sadly, Emma does not have superpowers. But what happens is in these little teeny tiny little packing peanuts, the electrons will actually start to collect in these. And just like with the metal tins, and just like with Emma's hair, they don't want to be next to each other. They don't want to be anywhere near each other. So the electrons, with still a charge in them, float into these, and then it causes these to float away, because these, they're pretty light. They don't really weigh anything. So they float away from her hand.
The electrons are practicing good social distancing by trying to get away from each other.
Because good social distancing is trying to stay at least 6 feet apart. Because, you know, safety first. Safety first. Safety first. So, is there anything you want to do again? Do you want to try something?
I'd like to see if your hair will stand up.
Okay, fine. Okay.
So we're gonna switch spots.
Yeah. I get so, like, staticky all the time, though.
It's only fair if my hair looks crazy. Yours should too.
Okay.
Okay. You gotta stretch.
I don't.
Okay.
Okay.
Zaren's making sure she doesn't have any electronics on her. Her hand is gonna be on. The Van de Graaff, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Let's turn it on. Oh, you see it's starting to float up a little bit. She's gonna shake it to let it get up.
Oh, man.
Yep, definitely the hair's starting to stand up.
Oh. Ugh. I can like feel it everywhere. Ugh.
And that's perfect for crazy hair day at school.
You know, oh, it's
You
like
would win.
stacking in my face.
You would win.
I would win. It helps that my hair is kind of blue too, so there's that.
Okay, go ahead and take your hand off.
Oh. Oh my gosh.
And it's still staying up because Erin is still on the blue block.
Yep, wait, ready? Step down. And it still stays up. Oh. Okay. Oh my goodness. So, this is our Van de Graaff generator. This is static electricity. And of course, my name is Erin.
My name is Emma.
If you want to see more really cool, fun videos of cool stuff that we are showing you and also stuff you can do at home, go ahead and head over to azscience.org and you will find a bunch more videos. Until next time, see you guys later.